Welcome to Weekly Cheats, where after a week of eating clean, it's time for something sweet. It is super hot outside right now, so we are gonna make some white chocolate raspberry ice cream today. I like Calabay, all right? It's the best brand. These bars are a bit pricey. I have one of white chocolate milk and dark chocolate, and these each are 60 bucks, I think. They're 11-pound bars, and they last forever. So if you want to buy one, go right ahead. I got a wood chisel so I can just chop this off with a mallet, because I always have this fear that when I'm using the cleaver, I'm going to cut my fingertips off on accident. So this is a little safer. But yeah, we're going to cut off so that we have about 2.5 cups worth of chunked up chocolate. All right, now I'm going to break out the cleaver to just chop this up. But we don't want to have a giant piece of chocolate like this that we bite into in our ice cream, because this we're going to just mix into the base. So this base is pretty simple. Initially, we're going to just be doing 4 whole eggs. You can pasteurize these yourself if you'd like. Just heat the entire egg up in water to that's 140 degrees and leave it in there for about 3 minutes, keeping it at that 140-degree temperature. And I'll pasteurize the eggs if you'd like. We're going to be doing 2 cups of sugar and then 1 tablespoon of our vanilla. I do have a teaspoon of salt in the sugar as well. So we'll beat all that together and then we'll add milk, get it beat to the frothy texture that we want, make sure the sugar is all dissolved, and then we'll melt down some white chocolate and we'll put that in the base directly. So we beat this up pretty good. It's really grainy, so I'm gonna scrape the sides down and then we'll be slowly adding milk to get the texture consistency that we want. Now we're gonna melt down chocolate to put in the base. Kind of like with the Rocky Road ice cream, we did 20 ounces of, in that case it was dark chocolate. This is all white chocolate. So I have some of my giant bar, but I've also got some Calettes in here just from the Van Leer stuff that I like. You can use whatever type of white chocolate you want, but I have 2 cups of cream in here because I found when you melt the white chocolate down, it kind of clumps up. So having some cream in there will help thin it out and make it more into a ganache so it mixes in better with the base that we've already beat, and that's ready to go so when we pour it in. So, okay, so our chocolate is all melted down and it's just nice liquidy with the cream that we've got in there. We're gonna slowly add this to our base so it does not cook the eggs, okay? And we wanna make sure the beater is on while we have this going. It's nice and foamy on top here. We haven't whipped it or anything, but we've beat the chocolate in. And I'm just gonna add 1 more cup of cream, like I said, to help cool this down so that when we add the chocolate that we have cut up, it doesn't melt in the canister. We want chocolate chunks to give us a nice texture. As we can see with the base here, it's nice and frothy, but it is not whipped. So I'm just gonna add all of this directly into the canister. Now, we'll add roughly 2.5 cups of our white chocolate chunks. Okay, with this, we put 20 ounces of chocolate in here. So normally we would only come up to this ring, but we're actually gonna come up to the second ring from the top with our cream and our half and half. Because there's so much chocolate in there, so we put 20 ounces of chocolate in the base, and then we put 2.5 cups in of actual chopped chocolate. So that's stuff that's not going to expand the way our cream normally would. So we're actually going to use half and half now to fill this up the rest of the way. So as you can see, I brought it up just to the bottom of that third ring from the top. Now we're going to fill it up to the bottom, maybe midway point of the second ring. Ice and salt are the 2 most important things. I've never had an issue with too much salt, but I've definitely had issues without enough salt. So we're gonna fill it up to this first ring. We're gonna do a layer of salt all the way around. We'll fill it up to the next ring, another layer of salt all the way around, and we'll fill it up all the way to the top with 1 final layer of salt on top. So I've already gone ahead and drained the water. Let's go ahead and open it up. As you can see, it came all the way to the top. Okay, so for the raspberry part, I actually like to make it almost like a ganache and then layer that in as we scoop it out to serve. So I've got just under 24 ounces. I just get two 12-ounce packages of fresh raspberries. I throw some of them away if they don't look good. So this is roughly 20 ounces, maybe 22. And then half of a 12-ounce bag of frozen raspberries. Just 6 ounces of these. What I'm gonna do is add some cream here. This is gonna come out to be about a half a cup. And what the purpose of this is this just helps that when you freeze it, obviously raspberries have some water content in there, and it freezes like ice. So when you're scooping through the ice cream, it's hard to scoop through the raspberry layers. So with the cream mixed in with them, it makes it softer. I only do a couple of these pints at a time so they don't melt down while you're trying to get them all ready. But first of all, we're gonna start off just putting a little spoon down in there. First time that I made this, I just did the raspberries and pureed them, and it was just way too hard to get through the raspberry layer. So I found that adding the cream makes it much softer, and the cream doesn't take away from the taste of the raspberries at all. So you have that, and then it's just easier to work through. There is white chocolate raspberry ice cream. It's delicious, guys. If you like this video though, and if you like this recipe, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and give a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what type of ice cream you'd like to see me make next. I'm always open to suggestions. As always, enjoy the recipe.